Hopefully this flooding that we're dealing with tonight isn't going to be an issue yet next weekend.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully we haven't gotten much in the Twin Ports area, so Duluth is looking pretty good for grandmas right now. But we do have flash flooding on the range, where we had flooding just last summer. Cook specifically, and that's one of those areas where we are under a flash flood warning right now. There are two different ones. One of them is in effect for being observed. So that's an observed flash flood warning in effect until 1:15 a.m. Under the same time frame, we do have that secondary flash flood warning in effect. So this is a video of what we're seeing in Virginia, sent in by Corey and Michael, where there's some water in his basement. And we've gotten a lot of reports of water in the basement. This is definitely a good time of year to check your sump pump and make sure that's working. If you have not done so already, you definitely want to avoid water in your basement. And with this type of rain, we are continuing to have those issues in the affected areas. So we have that secondary flash flood warning that's been radar engage indicated. We've had some pretty substantial rainfall reports for today. Again, Hibbing 2.08, and we look at the legend where we see those little dots of red. That's where we have at least 2.5 inches of rainfall reported just within the past 12 hours. So we haven't been seeing a whole lot in Wisconsin, only 0.12 in Duluth, Hibbing 2.08. And that's where we get scenes like this video sent in from Misty and Hibbing today, where we had a manhole cover that got just blown up as we had all that water. It was just too much for it to handle. This month has been really dry so far. We really needed the rain, just not all at once. We have just about an inch of rain for this month. Monthly normal for the month of June is 2.11. Again, Hibbing got an estimated 2.08. That's almost what you usually get in a month in Hibbing. Daily normal 0.14. Daily record 1.82. That was set in 1994. So that record has been broken in Hibbing. And again, 2.08 is likely on the lower end of those estimates, as we're going to continue to get rain for tonight. Looking at our other storm reports, several cases of damage and tornadoes as well. We had that line of tornado reports as it made its way from west to east, entering the Northland. So this was multi-vortex tornado reported on the ground in Casino at 4:22 p.m. with this photo of it taken. So this was just northwest of Brainerd earlier, this photo taken by Jordan Hall. And that's from the same line of storms that headed towards the Northland and brought several tornado warnings, all from humid air being brought into the Northland by these strong southerly winds. And then we had a low pressure system bringing a cold front. So that just caused some lift to the atmosphere when we already had a lot of moisture and some instability from that warmer air that we had earlier today. So we're going to continue to see some chances of stronger storms along the international border for the next couple of hours. Other than that, though, pretty quiet. We're almost out of the woods for this round of rain. And then we're just going to get some pop-up showers for much of the remainder of the week. I do expect the rest of the week to be a lot less stormy. Now, like I mentioned, Duluth didn't get a ton of rain. We didn't get anything severe. A lot of it is because of this fog that we still see here. It hasn't burned off quite yet. We've had a lot of cool air off the lake. That made the temperatures a little closer to the dew point, and that's where we've seen that fog that hasn't burned off quite yet. 100% humidity, as we see by that fog, 61 for our dew point, as well as for that temperature. That is where we see the fog forming. West wind of 18 miles per hour. It's going to become a little bit more southeasterly by the time we get to around 2 a.m. Overnight lows in the upper 50s to low 60s for tonight. Mostly quiet for the remainder of the evening. Then tomorrow, another warm day, northwest wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. And you'll notice even areas by the lake are reaching those upper 70s to low 80s. We've been having that east wind off the lake, keeping it cooler in those shoreline communities. But with that wind becoming more northwesterly, we're going to see widespread warmth and conditions on the calmer side. I'm not expecting any storms until we get to Monday, with some chances of light rain here and there each day up until then. Grandmas, we're still keeping a very close eye on for that chance of rain.
Yeah, well, we sure have gotten a lot of rain the last 24 hours or so. So hope it holds off for the raised weekend.